In today's video, we are going to take a look at managing internet access, specifically for the home user, using Synology's Safe Access feature of the RT6600AX router. So, if this is something you're interested in learning about, then stick around for this video. Before we actually get into Safe Access in the router's UI, let's take a look at the Synology website and see what options and features Safe Access has to offer us. So it has user and network profiles where you can easily apply internet policies to a group of smart devices that belong to someone or to all gadgets connecting to your network in the future. We're going to take a look at this once we get into the router's UI, but we're going to specifically focus on the home user, not network profiles in this video. Another feature is time management. It says here, rather than looking for parental control software for every device your child owns, laptops, smartphones, game consoles, etc., on the Synology router, you can do it once and be done. It also offers internet scheduling and time quotas, so set a schedule that automatically shuts down the internet for your child's devices. And the time quota is deciding with your kids how many hours they can be online every day. So you could basically say in the evening, you only are allowed online for 1 hour. Pretty cool features. We're going to look at time management again once we get into the UI. It has a web filtering option with a built-in automatically updated web database. You can keep users away from adult, violent, gaming, social, networking sites, and more in just a few clicks. The filters are highly customizable. It allows for scheduling the filters. It also has safe search integration where it prevents kids from accidentally stumbling onto explicit search results on YouTube, Google, or Bing. It does require use of the Google API for Google Safe Search, and there's an actual link in the router UI to learn more about the Google API. And then finally, request to unblock. Users thinking that they're accessing a legit website can send a request to an admin to review and unblock the URL. So in the event that the filter actually blocks something that should have been passed, the user can send the admin a request to unblock the site. Again, we're going to take a look at all of that once we get into the UI. And then finally, monitoring and reporting. You can gain insights into each user's internet activities, like the amount of time online today or whether there have been any attempts to visit inappropriate websites. Regular reports can be generated on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis for you to review and watch recent trends. Enough said, let's jump into the router's UI. Okay, I'm signed into the user interface of the RT6600AX. Let's get started by coming over and clicking on Safe Access to load the overview dashboard. Here you can see I only have one profile at the moment. We will be adding another in this video. There have been no dangerous or questionable activities within the last 24 hours. And here it shows you the inappropriate attempts within the last 24 hours. You can see we have 10 inappropriate attempts, 7 to social networks and 3 to adult sites. And then here at the bottom, you have the time that the devices have spent online. You can see my device, which is my Mac Studio, has been online for about 47 minutes. Then I have my old iMac here, and then my iPhone. You can see that the Mac Studio is assigned to this profile while these others are connected to the network but unassigned. Looking down the left pane of this window, we'll go through these one at a time. Here's the profile dialog box, and you can see we can add a profile. Here are all the settings to my profile, and we'll dive into this a little deeper in a minute. Let's go across the top. You can see that under the web filter tab, the different types of web filters that you have. Under child, you can see the categories that are being blocked. Under employee, you can see the categories that are being blocked. You have a guest filter as well, and then you can create your own. You can copy any of these and modify them. So pretty cool feature. Let's move on to access request. When a user feels that a website has been mistakenly blocked, right from that block page, they can send the admin a request to unblock the page, and those requests are listed here. And then here under block page style, you can just customize what you want your block page to look like. And we'll take a look at that in a minute. We'll actually do a live demonstration of a website that should be blocked. Moving back over to the left pane under security, you can see here network protection can guard devices on your local network by blocking intrusions, dangerous websites, malware, social engineering, unwanted software, potentially harmful applications, and phishing. The database includes threat intelligence database and Google Safe browsing and is updated regularly to ensure internet security. I have them both enabled, and then here you see it says an API key is required if you wish to continue using Google Safe Browsing. And then if you click on this link here, it will take you out to more information about how to apply the Google key. Let's move on to exception lists. And this is pretty self-explanatory. You see here it says you can add domains or IP addresses that you trust on this page to allow them to pass the filtering of network protection. Let's go over to activity on the left side. It gives you the profile that being blocked, the device that was trying to make the access attempt, the date, the event type, the domain, and the description of the domain category. Let's go to system log. You can see all the things that have been done on the system. And then under report, here's where we would generate all the reports we spoke about earlier when we were looking at the Synology website. And again, we'll do this live as well. Under settings, you have notification settings here. So websites blocked by a filter, websites blocked for security reasons, time quota exhausted, time quota reached at 80%, received the request. So you have the option of receiving via email, SMS, mobile alerts, or desktop alerts. And then here under backup and restore, you can backup safe access configurations and save the backup file to your computer. And then here you have the option of restoring those configuration files. I'd like to get started by showing you how simple it is to create a home user profile. This can be done from the overview dashboard by clicking on the plus sign here under the profile area, or by coming over to the profile in the left window pane and clicking on the plus sign here. So let's go ahead and get started. By clicking the plus sign, it launches the Add Profile wizard. Let's go ahead and click on Start. We have two options here for a profile type, user profile or network profile. We're going to focus on the user profile for this video. Let's go ahead and click on Next. Here we're going to name the profile. We also have the option of uploading a photo for this profile. We're just going to call this Lisa Test. And go ahead and click Next. Here you can see the available devices that are signed onto the Synology network. We're going to add the old iMac to this profile and then go ahead and say Create. Now here you have two options. The setup is complete. You can see the profile's been created and there's the old iMac assigned to the profile. You can go ahead and click on OK, or you can opt to start configuring the profile by clicking on the Set Access rule. Let's go ahead and do that. Even though we're not going to actually configure this profile, I want to show you where this takes you. So under Profile, you can assign devices, change the profile name. You can set your internet schedule. You can set your time quota. You can set up your web filter, your safe search, and your advanced settings. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Tony test profile from left to right. You can see here the number 5. This represents the number of devices that are assigned to this profile. Only one of them is online. 4 of them are offline. This profile is being protected by the child web filter. Here, if you click on the 3 vertical dots, we can edit or delete the profile, and we're going to jump into editing the profile in a second. Here you can see that there's been an internet schedule enabled for this profile, and it's set to turn the internet off at 2100 hours. The time quota has also been enabled. There's a 6-hour total. There's 5 hours and 8 minutes remaining for this user. And then here, you can see that there have been 10 inappropriate attempts. So you notice the reward button here in the lower right-hand corner. This is used as exactly what it says, a reward feature. Let's just say your child has a list of chores that they completed and you want to reward them with some extra internet during a time where the internet is not available to them based on the schedules here. You can click on the reward button and set that time where they can go back on the internet here. So let's dive into the profile by clicking on the 3 vertical dots and clicking on the edit button. Again, here I could rename the profile, add a profile pic if I want. You can see the devices that I already have assigned. If I want to assign more devices, I can click here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the internet schedule. You can see that I have it turned on, and you can see I have blocked out from 0 to 8 a.m. and then blocked out from 2100 hours to midnight. So you can see the internet is only allowed from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Let's go over to time quota. So here I have the time quota set to on, and I'm allowing the use of the internet for only 6 hours a day. You could also go in and set custom time quotas as well. Under web filter, like I said earlier, the child profile is selected. I could opt to have no profile whatsoever, an employee profile, a guest profile, or create my own. Let's go under safe search. Here I have safe search enabled. You can see for YouTube, I have the restricted mode set to moderate. Your choices are moderate or strict. Google Safe Search can filter out violent and adult content from your search results. That's enabled. Same for Bing and same for DuckDuckGo. And then finally, under advanced settings for this profile, you can see it says block iCloud private relay. Block iCloud private relay to prevent web filter and safe search from malfunctioning. Okay, so at this point, I've taken you through the steps on how to create a new home user. I took you into my profile and I showed you how I have my profile configured and how I have internet schedule and time quota and all those things configured. Now let's just do a live demo and go to a couple of websites that we shouldn't go to and see how the filter responds. So let's try going to Facebook first. And you can see here, it says connection is not private. And when we click on advanced, we get nothing else. We don't have the option to proceed to visit the website. So this is the filter in action. Now, we did not get the actual customized block page. For different websites, it reacts differently. If I take you into Safari and we try to go to Facebook from Safari, you'll see the response is different here. It just says Safari can't open the page. Okay, now let's go back here and let's try to go to .com. And you can see here it says, haha, snagged in the act. Now, this is something just to be a little humorous that I set up. You could just customize this page to be whatever you want. You have been blocked by the big bad admin. So this is what the actual user or your child will get. And again, if the child feels that, or the user feels that this page has been blocked mistakenly, they can click here on submit a request. Are you sure you want to submit a request? And then it submits it to me, in this case, to the parent or to the admin. And then we have the option as the admin to allow the page. Now, by the way, whenever they go to an inappropriate website, I get a notification on my phone. So let's just say, for example, my son or daughter were in their room and they were trying to get to a site that was blocked and I was at work or I was out in the backyard. I'll get the notification on my phone and then I could just go in and decide whether or not I want to allow it or reject it. And I'll show you that in the user interface in a second. All right, let me just show you Twitter. And again, site cannot be reached. And then again, let's just try another site we shouldn't be attempting to go to. And then here you can see again, haha, snagged in the act. Okay, now that we've taken you through a live demo on how the Synology RT6600AX responds, let's jump back into the user interface and take a look at what we've created. Okay, I'm signed back into the router. I'm on the Safe Access Overview dashboard. Before we take a look at this information, I do want to point out that if you come up to the notifications area in SRM and click on that, it'll show you all the activity and all the sites that have been blocked by the filter. If we were actually in SRM Live while the attempt was being made, we'd get the little on-screen pop-up here. However, let's go ahead and now take a look at the overview dashboard. You can see that the inappropriate attempts has increased. If I click on the little pop-out arrow, it takes us to the blocking activity page. You can see the profile that was making the attempt, the device which the attempt was made from, the date and the time, the event type, the domain that was being blocked, and the category that the domain falls under. If we click on profile here in the left window pane, we can come over to the access request tab. And this is what I was telling you earlier. Here are the lists of inappropriate attempts. And here's the one that took place during the live demo. You can see the date and the time. If I select it, I have the option of accepting it and allowing it to pass, rejecting it, But the most important thing you need to know is to have this feature up and enabled, you have to come into the settings in this area and allow users to request access. Finally, let's look at the reporting options for safe access. Let's come over, click on Activity in the left window pane, and come up and click on Report. Currently, we do not have any reports generated, so let's go ahead and click on Generate Report. Here I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to name it today's date. I'm going to leave it set to generate now. We have a couple of types. We can do daily, weekly, or monthly. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave it set to daily, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. You can see it's generating the report. Okay, so we're on the daily report. You can see the name of the report here, the overview, the activity, the 2 profiles. So there will be information for every profile that's on the Synology router. We're going to come down to Tony tests. Since Lisa test really didn't have any activity, you can see the usage is 1 hour. The most attempted inappropriate website has been Facebook. The inappropriate attempts based on category and domain are listed here. And you have a nice visual graph to complement the data. There have been no dangerous attempts at this time. On the request list, here you would see all the requests that the user made to have the websites unblocked. And the result is here. You can see I have not responded to this request yet, but if I had accepted it, it would reflect that here. If I had rejected it, it would reflect that here. And there have been no visited dangerous websites. All right, everyone, so there's a look at managing your internet access in your home, keeping your children safe using Synology's RT6600AX safe access features. Now, I know this was a little bit of a longer video, and I thank you for your patience and sticking in there with me, but I just wanted to make sure that I covered all of the features and didn't leave anything out. So, if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out other videos that I list here up above. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. And I want to thank you, as I do in every video, for using my Amazon affiliate links. I know they don't change your price, but they do help out the channel. Once again, my name is Tony with Quick Tech Solutions. As always, please stay safe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.